your worst case scenario is what you're living now. It sounds harsh, but like if whatever dream you're chasing and you're going for it and you're failing, you're gonna fall back to where you are now. You are living your worst case scenario. It's not gonna get worse, it's only gonna get better.
I was maybe like 20 or 21 and there was this one sentence, do not act as if you are going to live 10,000 years. And I was like, I kind of act like it.
Are you gonna be able to stick to whatever you're doing right now for the next 5 years and not struggle? Whenever the answer is, oh, hell no, I'm like, then stop what you're doing, because this is not gonna help you. You are not limited to who you are in the environment that you live.
What is just one thing they can do today to shift their identity?
So if you want to shift your identity, you need...
Okay, Wioletta, to start things off, I'm going to show you a picture.
Oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. And I hope I get your permission to show it on screen. I'm actually going to screen record.
You have a lot of pictures of me.
It says 2nd of January 2018, but I think it's actually older than this. Okay, I'm screen recording. I hope not any
I'm getting
interesting.
nervous.
Yeah, are you ready for it?
Picture?
It is a... Now I'm just going to show it to you. Right over there. Do you recognize her?
No.
I mean, you guys still look alike.
Thank
Would
you.
you say?
That's crazy.
Can you take us back to that time?
Wait.
Took a long time to find that picture.
That's not even at my place.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
That is, I think that picture was... I'll give you another one.
Okay.
Look at this one.
Oh, God.
You remember that day?
But that is fun times. That was such a fun day. That was the first day we landed in Bali.
Do you remember how we got to Bali?
I mean, on a plane, I assume.
But back then we were low-budget travelers. We backpacked everywhere. I think we lived... Not I think we lived in hostels. We lived in very cheap guest houses. And we flew to Indonesia. That was shortly after I decided that I'm leaving Germany for good. And I bought a one-way ticket to Thailand. We met in Phuket, and then we flew to Indonesia, and we originally wanted to take the train all the way from Jakarta to Bali, remember?
Yeah.
And then a guy, he was like, oh my gosh, poor you, I'll pay for your plane ticket.
Oh my
Gideon.
God, Gideon.
Shout out to Gideon. Because he did pay our plane ticket. We were like, no
so
problem,
true.
don't worry.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he so generous? Yeah. And then we arrived in Bali. And I wanted to start with a bit of context about how we met. I think the OGs in my community, they're familiar with you. And at the same time, there are many people who are new here. So Wioletta and I, we know each other already for a good amount of time. I think like we met in 2017. It feels way longer, to be honest. We had an intense friendship because we were traveling the world together. We lived in hostels together. We lived in houses together. The whole world was thinking that we were dating and couldn't believe that we were not. And we actually met on, I don't know if I ever told the story, on a dating app on Tinder. I remember I came back I was traveling in Asia already, and then I went back to work in Germany, and I was staying in a tiny town. And Kempen. I was swiping on Tinder, and I saw Wioletta. I was like, what? Tall, blonde, blue eyes. Let's swipe. And we met somewhere. What was the town called?
Duisburg, I
think. Yeah.
On the Rhine.
Like, it was actually very pretty where we met.
It was quite pretty.
It was quite pretty. I did a good job. But do I have the full permission to tell the full story, how I perceived it?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't think I even know, so I'm happy to hear.
Okay. So I took my brother's car. I drove there. Back then, I was living on in my brother's apartment, actually on his couch, but not on his couch, but because he was so nice. He's like, Axel, you're way too tall. You're sleeping in my bed. I'm sleeping on the couch. So this was Axel before he discovered his purpose, built his business, everything. And then I took his car to drive to this nice place. And I remember seeing you, I was like, fuck, she's tall. You had those, I mean, you still have them, you didn't change them. But back then they were even more blue, your eyes. I was like, oh, she's pretty. And then we started talking, and I remember at some point I was like, well, she's nice. She's good looking, but she's annoying me so much with her complaining about her job.
Yeah.
And at some point I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell her. And the way you reacted surprised me so much, because I was like, wow, she actually is open-minded enough to reflect and say like, you know what, Axel? Thank you for telling me. That's true. And then when I told you about my story and backpacking and all the people that I've met, you were like, wow, that exists? So that was my perception. How was your perception of it?
My perception was I met you. Well, first of all, my perception started on Tinder because that's where I had my first impression of you, right? When I saw you online, like, I don't even know. I had Tinder for like a week. I didn't even like took it seriously. But when I saw you, I was like, this guy is so different from all the others just because you were you. And I remember you had, I think, your YouTube link in your bio.
Yeah, it was my first YouTube video in Vienna, huh?
Yeah. And I watched that vlog and I was like, wow, he's just so authentically himself and he doesn't care. And I loved it so much. And I remember watching that vlog and I was like, I just need to meet him. And to me, you were obviously like good looking, but to me, I was like, I just feel such a deep connection on like a weirdly like family level, if that makes sense. It just felt like you're like a cousin of mine or whatever. And I was like, I just really need to meet his guy. I feel like we'll get along so well. Even though like you already started your self-development journey back then. And I was like, didn't even know what this whole world was. So, I mean, obviously, right? Yeah. So when I met you in person, like it just enhanced like who I saw you online. And I was like, that is such a cool guy. And I think to me, that was like the first door that opened towards I can grow as a human being. Because in all fairness, I'm from Gelsenkirchen. It's not very much like, you don't really get like awarded for working on yourself. People want you to be as small as possible. They don't want you to succeed in life or as a human being even. So that was just like a whole door that opened to me. And I was like, I want to go through that door because it sounds exciting. That was my perception of you. Almost like a mentor, if that makes sense, but not like, oh my God, you're like, I don't know, like someone I cannot achieve, but like someone that is on my level, but still can teach me so much about life.
Interesting. I get a lot of flashbacks now from the time, and it was so special. It's so interesting that you perceived that YouTube video. I don't think it's online anymore. It was my first vlog, and I was shitting my pants to speak in front of a camera was the first challenge. I did that. But then to film myself in public, like I was so nervous. I felt so ashamed, but I was like, I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
And when you said that, I was like, really?
Yeah.
So it's very funny that you say it felt so authentic. The flashbacks I just had was where I remember you helping me to write a blog post because I started my own blog that went absolutely nowhere. But I remember we were working the whole day on it, like 10 hours glued to that screen to make it work. Then I started writing a book. And you were the only person that ever saw any chapters of that book. I remember that. I remember going to the gym together.
Yeah. That was like me starting out at the gym, basically.
Yeah. I remember also the shift that I saw within you when you said like, hey, I'm actually gonna quit my job and I'm committing to it. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm so proud of you.
But do you remember, sorry to interrupt, you were like traveling, like backpacking on your own. And I remember so clearly telling you, I love that for you, but I will never do that. I was like traveling solo plus backpack plus in Asia. I was like, no way. I was like, that's crazy. And that's just not for me. And you were like, huh, interesting. But like, maybe you will do that one day. I was like, I respect that, but no. I was like, that's just not my path. I was like, me traveling, no.
Oh, really?
Like I was so
So I
close.
went by myself and then.
You were like in and out, like you were in India, I think, and then you came back. And I think you already traveled before. And you were just telling me all of your stories. And I was like, that sounds so much fun. But like, I will never, ever travel on my own. That sounds like something I just don't want to do. That's how close-minded I was
changed?
towards it. You changed it. Like,
But what changed inside of you, that you.
I think I remember you giving me like a whole stack of books. Like physical books. And I mean, I was reading before, but like girly romance stuff, you know? And those were the first like books that were not just about like fiction. And I think one of the first books I read was, The Power of, what's it called? Like the key. Oh my God.
Who's the author?
No, don't ask me about authors, please.
Tell me the color.
It's like the book.
The book, the meditations.
Everyone starts with it, and there's a Netflix show about it, I think, or a movie. But that
The
sucks.
Secret.
Yes, thank you. The Secret. I'm terrible with names. But that was the first book I read.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you gave that to me. You told me read that, and I was like, sure, I will. And along with like 5 other books, and I read all of them. Yeah. And I remember being like in my bedroom at home reading those books, and I was like, I was like, is that legal to be written? I was like, that is crazy. I was like, what even is that? I was like, there's like a whole different world that I've never heard of before. Yeah. Like, how does that exist without me knowing? I was like in shock. Yeah. And then I like just like kept reading. And I was in my internship, remember, at the shop that I was working. Yeah. And I brought these books to school, and instead of like being in school, I was reading the books. And I was like, guys, like you have to start reading that. And everyone was like, no, whatever you're reading is weird. And I'm like, no, it's so cool, I promise. But that was
what other books? Like, so the Secret.
The Secret was one of them. How to Influence. Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, I can help you. How to?
Thank you.
Because those were books that I ordered online for a couple bucks. Like I had so many books at home. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Yes.
Probably such a good book.
Such a good book. I've read it like a million times over and over. It's so good.
I perhaps gave you the Meditations, Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah. But I think I remember reading that and I was like, maybe later. I was like, that's intense.
Yeah, it's very hard to read.
It is.
Yeah. I think it's.
And I think there was another book by Eckhart Tolle.
The Power of Now?
Yes. That one I read too.
And then probably I gave you some Tony Robbins.
No, never. I've actually never read a Tony Robbins book.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't give you any Tony Robbins book.
I mean, maybe you. No, I don't think you gave me any, actually.
Maybe I wanted to keep it for myself.
Maybe.
Do you remember any particular moment when you read something, like a teaching, a lesson, where it like clicked, like a big aha moment? For me, it was when I read the Meditations. I was maybe like 20 or 21, and there was this one sentence, do not act as if you are going to live 10,000 years. And I was like,
yeah,
I kind of act like it.
Yeah.
And it was the first, I forever remember the first time I actually realized time on this planet is limited. It's such a, now if I say that, it's like, oh, well, obviously. Yeah. But back then, I was like, wait, I'm hearing this for the first time. I've never left my town, you know? Yeah. But what was it for you?
So you'll have to help me out with the name of the book. It's The 5 Habits,
maybe. So there's either the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Not that book.
The 4 Agreements.
Yes, the 4 Agreements. Thank you. So that book, one of the agreements is to not take anything personally. And that to me was basically teaching me that nothing is about me.
Wow.
Like that was to me such a big learning, such a big lesson, because I was like, wait, so if I take everything personally, that means everyone else around me is doing the same thing. So whatever I tell people, like obviously they perceive it as a personal attack or whatever, but it's not. So that just shifted my entire like internal perspective of how I see the world and also how the world sees me. Like that helped me just see beyond my own limitations. That book in general, I think it should be like at school, like it should be taught at school. I think it's just so powerful.
such an important skill. It's funny that you mentioned it, because right before we had this podcast recording, I had a coaching session, and I said the same thing about business, that it's so important to not take anything personally. If something, you know, you have a big launch and it goes beyond your expectations, or something goes wrong, to never it doesn't have anything to do with your worthiness or how good you are. It's just, you know, it's a business. It's a separate thing. So not taking things so personally is such a game changer.
In like any context though, like not just like business, but like in relationships and friendships and like everyday conversations.
If you walk up to a girl and she rejects you,
it's not about you.
It's probably not about you.
Yeah.
Maybe she has a boyfriend, girlfriend, who knows?
Yeah.
Any other lessons? I think this is really, really valuable, and I freaking love thinking back about this time, because it teaches me so much.
Yeah.
If I look back now, it gives me this. I remember learning from it that I wish I would have enjoyed the beginnings more and not stress so much about it. I don't know if that's something that every 20-year-old does, but I was stressing so much about I need to make it, I need to do this, I need to create this. But that time when you start, it's like the most romantic time you'll forever think back and like remember how we did that. 2 questions, but I'm sure you'll memorize.
Yeah. So I think another lesson was probably like also at the very beginning, like just genuinely trying to live in the now, because before that, like before reading the book, The Power of Now, that concept wasn't even a thing to me. Like I was like, I mean, of course, you know, there is the past, there's the present, and there's the future, but you don't think about it. Like you don't even know where you live and where your thoughts wander to. So just being aware of like, if you live in the past, you're not in the now. If you live in the future, you're not in the here and now. Just being aware of that and becoming aware of that was so valuable to me personally, because I just realized whenever I'm driving in the car, I'm not even here in this moment. I'm thinking of whatever happened a week ago, and maybe something, I don't know, like I had an argument with someone, like, why am I still thinking about it? I don't have any influence on whatever happened last week.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, the more meaning I give to that moment, which is going to be so meaningless in a month.
Yeah.
So just genuinely being more thoughtful of where you are with your thoughts and with your mind.
Yeah.
In any scenario again.
100%. I had this. So we did this business retreat in the last summer, and we invited a former monk. His name is Free. He's an absolute legend. He was on this podcast, and he's a Vipassana meditation teacher, and he does freestyle Vipassana. And he does those tea and it's mainly tea ceremonies. Once I brought my coffee, but
it's like, get out of here.
Nobody noticed. But it's all about being so incredibly present when you drink. Like you drink the tea, and I'm like, wait a second. You know, usually when I have a cup of coffee, I'm like taking it, drinking it, but like actually stopping, smelling. Taking a second, and it sounds very weird, but there is something so beautiful about just pausing in that exact moment. And I don't know how it is for you, but I'm the happiest when I'm just fully present, when I don't think about the next meeting, the next webinar, the next whatever, or what went wrong 2.5 months ago. But when I'm just there with my friends, conversations, like right now I'm very present, on the paddle court, those kind of things. So grateful you bring that up.
I think that's the only way to find happiness ultimately, because even if you think about happy moments in the past or in the future, like your state in the now is not the happy state. So I think finding happiness in the now is what we should seek. Of course, have goals, have visions, have manifestations, all of that. But how are you feeling right now? Are you just chasing on to the next and not even realizing that you have even like achieved what you wanted last year?
Yeah.
And what does that even give you if you don't honor it, if you don't actually feel it?
Yeah.
So really like just soaking up what you have right now.
If you would have to, how old were you back then?
We met when I was 20.
Oh my gosh. How old are you?
That's so crazy. I'm 29.
29.
So-
Okay, before I ask the question, this is a very funny moment. I was traveling somewhere, I don't remember where, but it happened to be very late, and there was a time in Germany when trains just stop operating. And
Quite often. Like every day.
And so I was stuck somewhere around the area where you used to live, but you were traveling. So I asked, like, Wioletta, can you ask your parents if I can stay at your place? And you talked to me, and they're like, yeah, of course. And I remember opening the door, and I've never met your mom, and I haven't met your sister. So your sister's how old?
7 years younger than me.
7 years younger than you. So she was like, what, 14, 15
Yeah.
or something like this. So her mom opens the door, and I thought it's her younger sister.
My mom was gonna love hearing that.
Whatever your mom is doing, like there is something. I don't know if it's the Ukrainian genetics
Probably, yes.
or certain juice you're drinking every day or supplement that you're
No
taking. But
juice.
I remember like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, I made a mistake. The question that I wanted to ask is, if you would give a younger person a couple of books to read, which ones would it be based on what you've read? And you turned into a big reader, huh?
Funnily enough, I stopped reading nonfiction books 2 or 3 years ago.
But for a long time, you read a good.
Oh yeah,
a good
for
amount.
like at least 5, 6, 7 years, I was reading only nonfiction books only, because there was so much for me to learn, so much to absorb, so much horizon to widen that I was so happy to. And I stopped because I noticed that I'm just reading and not acting. And I just had to like take a step back, and now I just love reading other books. Oh no,
What was that?
no. No, nothing what you're thinking. I just enjoy fantasy at the moment, actually, which is so strange, and I would have never thought that I like fantasy books, but
okay.
it's fun.
I
I just like switching my
thought
brain
you
off.
meant like spicy books.
No, I tried actually, but I was like, no, it's not for me. I always enjoyed like the scenes where it was nothing about the spiciness and just about the connection. I was like, I'm just skimming through like the spicy scenes. I was like, okay, so probably that kind of genre is just not for me.
I see. I see.
Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, what books I would recommend. So actually, for sure, The Four Agreements I think should be like a good starter, because it's so basic yet so profound. I think it just gives you like so many lessons that we technically know but we don't. And probably just all of the OG books. I don't even know if like there's still new books that are being released. Like, I mean, obviously there are. Your book, for example, yeah.
Perfect time. Have you ordered my book? If not, right now, head over to Amazon. Maybe this is happening for you, not to you. My book.
I mean, I haven't received that.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, you're somewhere in South Africa. I don't know who in my team, whoever was in charge. Wioletta has not received her book yet. Okay, guys.
I would love to, though.
Yeah, I think Louise is bringing you a copy. So next
Awesome.
week you have my book. Where were we? Books you would recommend?
Yeah.
Yes, there are many new amazing books.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, please send them over to me. Like, not the book itself, but like the recommendation. Because
So the Four Agreements you would.
Yeah.
What are the OG books? For like, imagine there is 20-year-old Wioletta listening somewhere in freaking Gelsenkirchen.
Yeah.
Or in I don't know. What else is a good place?
Yeah,
Antwerpen.
random. I think, honestly, any book will do, because so many people at that age, they don't even have the mental capacity to think beyond their thoughts. So any like personal development book, whatever speaks to you the most. Like, obviously there's going to be like top 20 personal development books. Just pick any of them. Like, as long as you widen your thoughts and you think beyond what you currently are able to think, is already going to help. And honestly, though, I think traveling to me was a much deeper teacher than just reading books. Like, this 1 year that I was traveling nonstop taught me so much more about me as a person and who I am, what I want to achieve and stuff like that, than just sitting in my bedroom in Germany and reading books, which was a good start.
Like
but
what?
Like, I don't even know where to begin, honestly, because everything, like this 1 year taught me so much more than like how many years would I have lived before, than like more than 20 years, right? That you are not limited to who you are in the environment that you live. And I think that was something that I struggled with so much. Like being an immigrant from Ukraine, moving to Germany, I didn't even realize how limited I was in my thoughts, just because obviously my parents were like, this is who you are, this is who we are, and that's it, period. There's nothing beyond that. So I was like, okay, cool. That's the life I got given, and I should just live with what I have.
Yeah.
Never thinking that, wait, I can define myself? I can choose who I want to be in this lifetime? Like that to me was just crazy. Going abroad and traveling, no one knowing me, I could write my own story. I had an empty page in front of me, and I could be like, you know what? Now I want to be the funny one. Even when people at school were bullying me because I was maybe not the funny one, I could just go into a room and be like, guys, I'm a funny person, and I can just be that. That to me was beyond powerful, just realizing that it's not people who tell you who you are, is you decide. You have the choice. And obviously, like leaving your environment is so helpful, because then you're not judged for it, because no one knows you.
It's actually wild that you can move to a different place and be a completely different person if you would want to be. And I would even say you can do that in your environment. It's a little harder. Yeah, especially if you're that young.
Yeah.
I also often say like one of the quickest ways to shift your identity is to move out from wherever you live and move into a new environment.
Yeah.
Especially if you are struggling with addictions.
Yeah.
If you are an alcoholic and you're going to rehab and then afterwards you just move back to the same environment.
No bueno.
Yeah.
Unless you're very, very strong.
Unless you're very, 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 very disciplined.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like your environment has such a massive impact. And I once heard this very smart quote. I don't know if I will manage, but maybe. I am not who you think I am. I am not who I think I am. I am who I think you think I am. So your parents, you thinking that your parents think about you in a certain way was what you thought you are. And I think back then, like I've seen the shift. I think someone put that label onto your head that you were shy. Which I don't think actually anybody is shy. There are for sure like more people who like to be a bit more, center of attention, more extroverted, and then there are some people who are a bit more grounded. But we all love to express ourselves.
Yeah.
And I've seen that shift. Like if I would have both versions of you sitting in front of me, I would be like,
no, that would be insane.
You know what takes about 3.5 seconds and makes sure that you continue to get access to the brightest minds on planet Earth? Simple. Subscribing to the show. Really, the subscriber count of this podcast, of this show, matters so much. It also makes sure that you don't ever miss out on any of those amazing episodes. So just click subscribe and then return to the show. It's just...
But I think you're actually the only person who has witnessed me shifting. Because like my friends from back then, like we're not really that close. And even if I still talk to them, they haven't really seen the change, because I think they're afraid to, because they haven't changed as much.
Yeah.
And you're the one who like brought me into this whole universe, by the way, which I'm so infinitely grateful for. Like just you giving me those books. Thank you. In case I never told you.
No, you didn't.
And then obviously like us traveling together, like you've seen who I was before ever having read a nonfiction book in my life, other than the books that we had to read at school, obviously, to then like just becoming a completely different person. And now earlier when you showed me those pictures of me, I have a really hard time switching back into that person, because it's almost like I can relate to her. Like if she was next to me, I'd be like, who are you? Like, I struggle so badly with relating to the thoughts that she had, the things that she was doing. I'm almost like ashamed of her. I'm like,
Interesting.
what was not wrong with you, but like, why? I mean, obviously it all made so much sense because otherwise I wouldn't have come to where I am now. But it's wild that it's two completely different people in just 9 years.
Yeah, in just 9 years, it's almost a decade.
A lot of people don't change in a decade.
I mean, you've changed every aspect of your life physically, like back then to compared to how you look now, financially, spiritually. If I would have told, like, I remember those conversations we used to have. If I would have told her that you exist, that this is going to be your life in 9 years, she would have said, in no
way.
no way. And I hope that
Yeah.
people hearing that and seeing that, my editor will try his best to find some more old pictures. It's just absolutely wild. It makes me incredibly proud. And when you tell me that I made at least 1% contribution to that change, makes my life more purposeful.
Aw.
I'm thinking about someone who is listening, watching, who is in the situation that we used to be back then. And I don't think it's just an age thing.
No.
The amount of times I come across people who have this dream or this vision of what they actually want to do, but they don't do it because they're scared. I won't be able to, make a living. I'm afraid that I will fail, and yada yada yada. Like the story that we had the same story.
For sure.
Like
over
we had
and
the
over.
same fears.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about someone who's listening to that. Right? So that person knows which books to read, mine, and all of the other amazing books. Like there's so many great books.
Yeah.
And I think you should become someone who feeds, you train your mind.
Yeah.
But what else? You said leave your hometown.
I think that's helpful. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it helps a great deal. But I think thinking about that, your worst case scenario is what you're living now. It sounds harsh, but like if whatever dream you're chasing and you're going for it and you're failing, you're going to fall back to where you are now. So you are living your worst case scenario. It's not going to get worse. It's only going to get better because you're going to try. And just from trying, you're going to learn so much. And like people say, which I actually agree to so much, is the journey is the destination. Like that is the goal. Like if you're only chasing the goal and you don't enjoy the way towards the goal doesn't make sense. So like really enjoying every single step, because every single challenge that you're going to face, because trust me, there is going to be a lot of challenges, which is good. You're going to learn so much from them and you're going to grow as a person. So it's actually impossible to fall back to who you are right now and where you are right now. Like maybe you'll have to move back in with your parents, fine, so be it. But mentally, you will be such a different person and you will handle and manage challenges so differently. And that alone is just so worth it, just trying, like just going for it. Like what's the actual discomfort? The actual discomfort is you not even going for it.
What if my friends make fun of me? It's so weird to ask that, but I swear to God, that was one of my biggest fears. When I started, I was like, what will this guy say? It's like it's so weird. I'm just gonna say it.
Okay.
So my ex-girlfriend's brother, like you don't remember how it was like a decade ago, but we were kind of friends, and I kind of looked up to him. He was a bit older, and I was like, I was so terrified about what he will say.
Yeah.
And like in general, when I released my first YouTube video, I was mostly afraid about what will people say, and not what will the people say that it wasn't like my brother, my sister or something.
Yeah.
It's like more about certain friends. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
will they make fun of me?
Yeah.
So what if you hear that?
Yeah. I actually went through a thing at school where I started an Instagram page and I was just posting selfies and just random pictures, right? And people at my school found out that I was posting selfies and they started making fun of it. So I came up to school actually one day, you know, like movies or like shows where like this scene happens where like the girl walks into the school and everyone's like, ha ha ha, that actually happened to me. And I was like, I had no idea what had happened. I was like, why is everyone looking at me and why is everyone talking about me and why is everyone laughing at me? I was like, I had no idea what had happened. So there's one girl screenshotted one of those pictures, which were public, and sent them to like everyone. And I'm like, congrats, you sent a public picture to your friends of a girl at your school. And I don't even know what was funny about that picture. I'm like, you see me in real life, you see me in a picture. I was like, what's the deal? Anyways, obviously now with the mental capacity that I have and the lessons that I went through, I'm like, wow, I must have really intimidated them. Like they must have really thought, I don't know, like maybe I will make something out of it or whatever it was that like they were scared about. It was not about me. Again, it was so not about me. It was about their fears and their projection of their fears onto me.
Yeah.
But back then that was horrible to me. I just felt so bad. And I was like, I'll never go back to school, whatever. Obviously, in a few days, no one talked about this anymore, right? But just going through that experience in real life, which was horrible at that time, but that's the worst thing that can happen. Like, so be it. People will laugh at you. People will talk about you. And that's not that bad because that just means that you're doing something that they're afraid because they maybe want to do themselves, but they don't have the balls to do it. So it actually just means that you're doing something amazing.
Yeah, you're onto something.
And you're like, your life apparently is important enough, or their life is so boring that they have to talk about someone else's life.
Yeah.
So it's just a compliment, I think.
It's almost like there's certain challenges that you get to overcome to be able to, like certain tests to make it to a certain level. And I think that detachment from judgment from strangers, but also from your parents is it's just part of the journey. It's part of the test.
Yeah.
Or like it is a test also for me to, not care about what my family members say about what I'm doing. It was like so important for my own journey as a man. And now it's so funny since I'm so secure, I don't see that judgment anymore.
Yeah. I don't really care, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither. But since that happened, I don't get those comments that I used to get.
And maybe even if you would get those comments, like they would have zero impact on you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't care anymore.
Yeah.
And
people are gonna judge anyway, no matter what you do. They're gonna talk about other people. So be it. So maybe you're the person they talk about. That's kind of cool. Otherwise, it would be Paris Hilton or whatever, you know?
What's your problem with Paris Hilton?
No, I'm just saying they would otherwise talk about the celebrity. So that they're talking about you, that's just saying that you're kind of important.
Yeah,
that you've done something, you shifted something. And when I'm like the conversation in someone's life, I'm like, cool, I must have done something real big.
Good or bad?
Doesn't matter though.
I mean, to a certain degree, it's true. To a certain degree, it's maybe not. It's very interesting because back then I already noticed that you are so passionate about fitness. Because when we went to the gym, I was like, she's hooked. She's gonna continue. She's gonna exercise, and you got a gym membership, and I think you had a gym membership, but you never.
I tried going. I tried my best.
She tried going.
Well, I was going like just on a stairmaster for like 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, that must have done something.
I remember when you told me that. I was like, what? But yeah, you were genuinely passionate about fitness. You were so curious. You were asking so many questions, and I could just feel that passion. So it didn't come as a surprise to me that you built your career in that industry and help women now losing weight. I live in this bubble where everybody is fit. Most of the time I live in Bali, and I think it's one of the fittest places on planet Earth.
Very unfair. Very unfair.
like people's apps have apps. There's this one gym in Uluwatu. If you walk in there, it's what is it called? Bamboo Fitness. You walk in there when they have classes at 9 a.m. You're like, what the hell is this place?
Yeah.
You know, you're hundreds of people. Everybody is not everybody, but most people are like in shape or incredibly fit.
Like
so,
95%.
Yeah. So I live in those bubbles. And
Yeah.
also, you know, I play a lot of paddle. So everybody around me is usually fit.
Yeah.
I forget what the reality is, though. And then yesterday I received an email from my gym. And it basically, I think you received the same email because we're training at the same
I
gym.
was just thinking that. I was like, what gym are you talking about?
And it was basically, if I understood it correctly, like I just saw it like bling up, pop up.
I talked
was
about
like,
that email in my stories yesterday.
I think it was about Ozempic, right?
Yeah, GLP-1, yeah.
If you consider taking it, you can apparently get some support there, and that made me think about outside of my bubble. If you look around, you go into, you just look at statistics, and it's wild how many people are overweight, how many people are suffering because of their weight, both mentally but also physically. You go to the US, you're like, what is going on? Kids have diabetes, which can be prevented. It is just wild out there. And so that is something I don't think I've ever done in this podcast, which is to talk about fitness and diet and weight loss. But since I have an expert in front of me who's doing this all day, every day.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. What are your thoughts, first of all, on Ozempic? And what are your thoughts on weight loss in general? Like, if you can give us a tiny bit of a weight loss masterclass, the things, the patterns you've seen that work the best for your clients.
Yeah. So to no surprise, I'm not a fan of GLP-1 or Ozempic, and that's mainly because, to me, it's nothing else than just another diet. I know it's not a diet, but technically it is, because to me, diets are very short-lived. Whatever you're going to do to lose weight quickly and easily, if you so will, you will not be able to keep up with it for years, let's say even decades, right? So I ask the question whenever someone is, I'm doing XYZ to lose weight. My question is, are you going to be able to stick to whatever you're doing right now for the next 5 years and not struggle? Whenever the answer is, oh, hell no, I'm like, then stop what you're doing, because this is not going to help you. Yes, you're going to lose weight, but yes, you're going to put it back on. So my question is always, how can you shift your whole lifestyle so that you can lose weight and also not gain it back? Because that's the actual issue we're having. Most people are able to lose a couple of pounds or kilos, but the thing is they can't stick to it because it's so hard for them. And that's because, first of all, they don't shift their identity. They just stay always in that mind, I'm the whatever fat girl at school. I'm the person who is unfit. I'm the person who eats a lot. I'm the person who doesn't train. So they stay in that identity. Even if once they've lost weight, they're still internally that person. So hence why their habits stay the same. Second of all, if you need discipline and motivation to keep going, this is not going to last. This is only going to last maybe for a few days, maybe a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. At some point, you're going to hit rock bottom. You're going to be tired, exhausted, and you just want to live life. You don't want to count calories anymore. You don't want to weigh your food. You don't want to constantly think about food to keep the shape that you have achieved. So you're going to fall back. So what I actually do is I go way back to the root cause of things. Like, why have you gained weight in the first place? And what leads you to overeating? And those are the questions that most people don't ask. They look at the what, like what are you eating and how much. They don't look at the why are you eating? Because that's the actual question I think we need to be asking. Of course, we know you need a caloric deficit to lose weight. That's not a new science or
it's not rocket
whatever.
science.
We all know that. Like every single person out there who has ever tried weight loss knows, oh, I need to eat less. I need to move more. Sure. But why do you still overeat? Like, why is it so hard for you to eat less? And that's the actual issue. It's normally like emotional eating, or you're just stressed from work and you're just trying to fill a gap in your life with food that food cannot fix. And if you haven't solved that huge puzzle piece, you won't be able to stick to anything, any diet that you're doing, including Ozempic, because that is also just for the short moment. Once you don't take the injection anymore, you're going to be the same person that you were before taking it. Like your habits won't change. You will get your hunger back. So nothing has actually changed. So going way, way, way back, asking the uncomfortable questions.
Why
That's
are
what
you
I do.
eating? That whole topic, Ozempic, is very, very interesting. And I think whenever there is intervention, there are probably cases where it is actually can be a good thing. I have a similar view when it comes to antidepressants. In some cases, it can be actually helpful for a bit, but then long term, at some point, you will need to look at the root cause of all of it. You can't live like this forever. So there will probably be some cases where someone takes Ozempic and that helps them to get out of bed or something.
For sure.
Because it's I mean, there are some cases where probably I've seen some wild things where people can't even like leave their bed and they need to be transported with a crane out of their window, like wild things. And in those cases, like I don't know. But what I love about what you just said is to always go back to the root cause.
Yeah.
And I love the question, why are you eating? When you ask me like this, I'm eating, like I'm someone who doesn't count calories. For fuck's sake, I'm not gonna live this life.
No.
Sometimes what I do is, because of the amount of activity in my life, I'm making sure, did I eat enough today?
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm aware that, okay, I play paddle. That means I need to eat extra that day to make sure that I'm good and I'm not losing weight. I'm actually eating whatever I want.
Yeah.
Whatever, like I beautiful question. I eat because of life energy. I want energy from it, and I really agree with what you're saying. I think it's a bit controversial, but I agree. And I agree. If it feels forced, you're not gonna stick to it. If it's that discipline where like you kind of have to force yourself to do it, like at some point, you just won't eat that chicken, rice, and broccoli diet anymore.
Yeah.
And I think food should be fun. So I loved what you said, and made me think about my own relationship to food, which is like I love just cooking healthy, fresh food. Most of the time, if I feel like having a burger, I eat a freaking burger.
Exactly.
And
Or two.
Or two, yeah. Also, or three. No, usually like that is also good. But
that's how it should be, I think. I don't think you should like deprive yourself of anything. I don't think you should eat only healthy, quote unquote, foods or whatever. I think there should be fun and flexibility in anything that you're doing, including your diet, right?
Honestly, not every single time. After those burgers, I didn't have it. But often when I'm like, let me try something that I haven't eaten for a long time, and then I don't know, I eat that thing, that fast food thing, I feel horrible afterwards, and I'm like, I'm good forever.
Yeah, but that's exactly the feedback that your body gives you. And that's exactly the feedback that you should be working with. When your body is like, okay, after that burger, maybe we didn't feel that energetic afterwards. You're like, oh, cool, noted. So let me maybe have a nutrient-dense bowl, whatever, next time, and then see how I feel after that. Yeah. But I think the issue is also we're so disconnected to our own bodies today. Like we don't even notice when we're full. We don't even notice how we feel after food. We just feel sluggish, tired, and awful all of the time. So we don't even know what like feeling energetic and good feels like. And getting back to that, first of all, like teaching people like how the body actually speaks to you. every single second of the day. I think it's a skill I wish would be taught at school, obviously, but like it's a skill set that we teach women to, like at any age of their life, especially someone who has dieted for their whole life. They have no idea what their body is telling them. And also the signals are so mixed because you're like, okay, my hormones are probably all out of whack. Everything is just completely dysregulated and confused. So first of all, like regulating the body that is healthy. And another perspective that I like to give to people is most people try to lose weight to be healthy, but I say the opposite or flip-flopped around. You need to be healthy first to lose weight. Like you need a healthy body and only then you're actually going to be able to lose weight. Because otherwise, if you're like chasing the health status and you're not even healthy yourself yet and you're just trying to force the weight loss, it's not really going to work out in the long term. So being healthy first and doing it from a health perspective and not like, oh, I just want to look good or, oh, I just want to, I don't know, do whatever. Like chase weight loss because you want to be healthy. And only because you want to be healthy. Because then whatever you're going to do, you're going to ask yourself the question, is what I'm doing healthy? Is that serving my body? Is that nourishing my body? Or am I depriving myself just to lose weight? So it's two completely different approaches, in my opinion.
Same here. It's past.
Good
beyond,
answer.
Yeah, it's past beyond our bedtime today. What time is it?
That watch doesn't work. It's just pretty. Well, I just never, like, you have to, what is it called? Like, turn the wheel or whatever. And I never do it. So it just always discharges.
It just looks pretty. It does look pretty.
I like it. My dad gifted it to me. So I'm just happy to have that watch. But it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And also, like, it takes me so long to read it. So I just read the time on my phone.
Fair enough. Beautiful. Or on your Aura ring.
Yeah.
It doesn't even tell the time, huh? What I was saying is, if I need to think for a second, that is because it's 7:20. Usually we are early birds.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask, same here. I was thinking about someone who saw that video before on my way here while I was driving to you. There was this one guy who just started. He couldn't run, so he started walking. But he was talking about how much effort, so he was very overweight, how much effort it took to just go on that first walk. That was like the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Once he went on that first walk, he's like, oh my gosh, I actually feel good. I'm going to go again. And then at some point that walking turned into running. And then that running turned into, improving his time and that committing to longer distances and obviously losing weight. So he shifted to a healthy person.
Yeah.
If someone is listening to this who feels like, fuck, I'd love to become a healthy person. I would love to lose weight. I would love to look into a mirror and say, fuck, I'm sexy. Whether that's a man, there are many men who also feel a lot of shame around their bodies.
Definitely.
Who never say anything. And I'm like, fuck, let's change that.
Yeah.
Like you can change.
Yeah.
Or women who are listening, watching, who have the same thing. What is just one thing they can do today to shift their identity to a healthy person?
So if you want to shift your identity, you need a strong why. If you don't have a reason why you want to achieve a certain thing or a goal, you're not going to go for it. So you really need to, I have a worksheet that's called old character, new character, where you describe, first of all, who you are right now with certain questions, like how do people perceive me? What do I wear? How do I look? How do I feel? And And then you do the same thing for your new identity, your new character. And then you describe who you want to be. And then the last page is where you basically compare the two characters and see the differences. And then once you have the differences, this is the bridge that you have to fill. So asking yourself, why do I want to become healthy? Why is that important to me? Usually it's not what you think it is. You usually think, oh, I just want to look good. But why do you want to look good? For what specific reason?
Love that.
And the reason is normally something that you maybe don't see or you don't want to see. But that is actually there's maybe this guy at work that I fancy and I'm just really scared to talk to him. Yeah. You don't want to actually realize that thought, but that's maybe the thought that why you want to look good or you want to feel confident or feel healthy, you lose weight or whatever. Yeah. So giving yourself permission to discover and uncover your personal why. And be prepared to finding out something that's maybe not what you're prepared for, or not what you thought.
I love that. So you can get a pen, piece of paper, one side, old identity,
Yeah.
new side, new identity, and then you write down old identity. What do you do? What do you look? What do you think?
Everything as deep as you can. Yeah.
And then on that other side, it says new identity, and you basically, is it just the opposite, or is it?
No, not the opposite at all. It's like, who do I want to be? Like, how do I, if, for example, I'm in a cafe and people are talking about me, what do I want them to talk about me? Like, what do I want them to think of me? How do I want them to perceive me? Like, stepping out of your own perspective usually helps to describe yourself better, because if you're like looking at yourself, you're like, oh, I just hate everything, whatever, right? But like, if you're shifting outwards and you're like looking at yourself from a different, like a third perspective, it's normally easier to describe who you are and what you're seeing. So that usually helps people if they're not really able to find the right words of like, oh, I don't know, I'm just clumsy, I'm just no. Like, they just find the negative things normally. Yeah.
Beautiful exercise. See, most of my listeners are female. Most of my Instagram followers are female.
I love that. Same for me.
So I'm just trying to do my very best to represent questions that they would ask. I know that I have a lot of friends who asked you in person, so I'm just like, this is not my question, okay?
Okay.
But what they usually ask is, Wioletta, how the fuck do you get a butt like this?
Oh, Jesus.
That is something probably that you hear all the time, no? A question.
Sure. Yeah. I used to almost like build my whole like social presence around like, because that's what people were like asking me and telling me. And I was like, you know what? To me nowadays, that is so superficial and I couldn't care less. I mean, obviously I'm proud of like the physique that I've achieved because I have worked really hard for it. But ultimately, like, I've just uncovered that no matter how you look on the outside, you're only gonna be like fulfilled and happy if your mental state is on the same level. Like, you can look like the hottest Victoria's Secret model, but if you're deep down not happy with who you are and what you do, that's not going to serve you much.
Yeah.
So-
if I channel one of those girls, I'm like, Wioletta, I just want that butt. Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, go to the gym, obviously. Like, you have to train heavy resistance training. And honestly, it took me a couple of years. It's not going to come overnight. It's not going to happen in a few weeks or months. Maybe sometimes if you train really hard. No, but like, have patience. Like, do what it takes. It's not that of like.
I should work on my butt. So what exercises would you recommend?
Compound movements, like do RDLs, do good mornings, do hip thrusts, just like the regular exercises. I feel like I'm just like, I sound like a broken record because I've been teaching that for so many years. I'm like, is there still people out there who don't know how to train? But yeah, fair enough.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I hear this question or like I hear those conversations all the time.
Just stick
especially
to like
from Pilates girls.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna do what? Say the truth.
I guess. Actually, I do get the question most of the time from people who do different types of movement than strength training, for example, at Pilates classes. So I started going to Pilates like about maybe like 3-4 months ago just for fun because I like challenging myself. I like doing something different. And it is freaking challenging. It's like super, challenging on a whole different level, right? Yeah. And I actually get that specific question from those girls. They're like, oh my God, how long have you been doing Pilates? I'm like, 2 months. They're like, oh, for real? Is that how you built your physique? I'm like, no, girl. This is like, I'm so sorry to say this, but this is not how you're gonna build, especially the biggest muscle in your body, which is your glutes. Like, it is so good for you, and but it's just such a different type of exercise that is not necessarily primarily targeting muscle growth.
So Pilates girls should still do strength training. For
sure. Yeah, 100%. I think just like have a healthy overall like balanced approach to training. Like, you don't have to do just one or the other. But like if you're really focused on like growing your glutes, like do 2 leg days a week. And then you can still fill your other days with Pilates and matcha walks and yoga and whatever you want to do. So you don't have to kick that out.
Yeah, I mean, there is truth to it. I also say to all of those gym guys, what about your cardio?
Yeah.
Because there are many guys who do a lot of strength training, but they can't, or like they build so much muscle they can't wipe their own butt. Yeah, I mean, it's equally important to train your heart.
For sure. Yeah.
My book, my first ever book, maybe this is happening for you, not to you, is available right now. Behind the scenes for the last 2 years, I've been working on this project, on this book. I put my heart into it. I put my best lessons that I've learned from facing death into this book. Not just my lessons, also the best lessons about life that I've learned from interviewing some of the greatest minds on planet Earth. I wrote this book to serve, to help others. I know this story. I know our videos literally save lives. I give you the tools that you need to transform whatever thought, whatever idea, whatever dream you have, you desire, and take that into reality.
I'm still thinking about the if I would be a girl, what would I be asking you?
Can I give a piece of advice
100%.
to that? Don't compare yourself to men. And I'm sorry to say this, but women work so differently to guys, especially when it comes to like training, nutrition, weight loss, all of these things. Like we have a completely different hormonal profile, and that I think normally is being so ignored. Like if I was to compare myself to a man, I would not see any worthiness in myself, because what you guys can achieve with your levels of testosterone, of hormones in general, like we have one day in 30 days where we feel kind of like you guys do every single day. Like that in itself, I think is already such a big piece of advice, because so many like diets out there, so much advice out there is what's gonna work for men, because they can just hustle through discipline. Like that's going to work for them. That's going to be fine. But for a woman, that is just not going to be sustainable. And she's going to feel terrible if she doesn't sleep enough, if she doesn't eat enough, if she doesn't take care of herself enough, especially during her cycle. That's not going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, a man will also feel terrible if they don't sleep enough and do all of those things. But I get
as
your
quickly
point.
as a woman.
I get your point. I even say that in business. I remind women all the time, you have a cycle, so it's very normal that there is going to be I always know, there are going to be days as a female entrepreneur where you're like, fuck, I quit everything. Every female entrepreneur that I have coached, I already know that, because at the beginning I was like, oh, fuck, oh, what's happening? And then I've noticed a pattern, like almost like from the clients I work with, I know their cycles. Not because they tell me, I know what's happening when. So I just know. I also say you are not a man. It's just different. It's just how it is. You have different phases. I think I think women are incredibly powerful, and
it's not a bad thing at all. It's just important to honor the differences.
Exactly. It's a difference, and very, very important for you to highlight. I wanna spend the last minutes of this episode reflecting on this very unique situation that we've been friends for a while. You've seen me when I just started, the other way around. I think epic that I can say we made it. Like the goals, the dreams that we used to have, that we wrote down on our journals, they all became our reality.
But not just the reality, we didn't just achieve those. Like what my goals back then was, like I've outlived those.
Do you have some examples? Do you remember some? Like sometimes I find old journals, I'm like, Axel, dream a little bigger.
Yeah, that's actually the thing that I love about journaling the most is like reading your old journals. You're like, those are my thoughts? Those are my goals? What? So one of my goals, like one of my biggest life goals, was to make 5,000 euros a month. I remember it so clearly because I was thinking, once I have that number, I'm good. I'm set. This is all I ever need to be the happiest person ever and to afford anything that I want. Like that was the number for me. And I was like, once I hit that, I'm like, oh, life is good. And I mean,
What happened?
Life was good. But like, I was like, obviously I'm not gonna stop here. Like if I can achieve more, then like I'm not just gonna like be like, okay, cool, I've achieved that, life's done. But that was one of the goals that I remember reading it like in one of my journals. I was like, wait, that was my goal? I was like, oh, that's very cute.
Yeah. I mean, I remember writing down 10,000 euros a month, and then back then it felt like outrageous.
Yeah.
And now I'm like spending more than 10,000 euros a
Yeah.
month on my team, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
things have changed insanely. So all the things that we mentioned, all the things that you're reading in those books, they really freaking work.
Yeah.
And it's wild. So I wanna play a little game. Imagine you could give advice to me as I was, I think, 23, so if it was 7-8 years, 22-year-old, me as a 22-year-old. Imagine sitting in front of Axel, who was 22, Justin Bieber haircut. I don't know if I don't know if you remember, and I will do the same thing for every Violettas out there who are in their 20s. So let's start with me.
I remember giving you advice actually.
Really?
Remember? Because you were like, oh, I'm not sure if I can do like an English channel. I'm not sure if I can speak English publicly. My English is not good enough. Like, oh no, that's so embarrassing. I have to do a German channel. I did give you advice.
What did you? I remember I was in India at the beach. I was fermenting, ruminating, worrying so much about whether I should do it in English or in German. What did you tell me?
I was just like, your English was like so good. It was so much better than mine. I was like, you should just do it. I was like, actually, I probably just took the advice that you have ever given me and just shot it back at you. I was like, whatever you told me, see, I'm just going to give it back to you because no, you're wrong and you can do it in English. And then you did. And I was so proud of you.
What did you say?
I probably just, I don't remember the exact words, but I was like, no, Axel, like you're just like in your own head. It's going to be so fine. No one's going to judge you. And even if, then it's only your own thoughts judging yourself.
Yeah.
And just do it in English. And I was like, worst case, even if you feel like you don't like it, you still not think you're not good enough, you can still switch back to German. It's not forever.
Yeah.
Nothing is like a decision that you have to stick to for the rest of your life. So I was like, just try it out.
I must have listened to your advice because that's exactly what I did.
You did.
I did, and then I did both German and English.
Yeah,
that was really helpful advice then. If I would have Violetta when she's 20 in front of me, I would tell her to leave her home. Yeah, to leave what's familiar.
Yeah,
I think that was the best thing you've done. Even though you have lovely family, it was so important. It's so important that you leave your bubble.
Yeah.
That's when you become an adult and you see different worlds, different ideas, different people, and then you're like, wow, that exists. And that is the fastest path that I know that exists.
Yeah.
To grow, to meet people who have achieved insane things, and you're like, you did that, and you're just like me, a human being. So yeah, I would tell you to get the fuck out of Gelsenkirchen. If you want to move back at some point, move back. But
I tried.
But you gotta leave your bubble and see more. Doesn't mean you need to leave the country, but it means that you gotta see something else.
I think especially when you're so close to your family, which in my case I am. I'm super close to my mom. And I obviously value her opinion a lot. But because of that, it was actually holding me back. Because whatever she would say, I'd be like, oh, she's my mom and I love her, so she's right. So she actually was like, oh, I don't think weight training is good. And I was like, oh, well, you're older than me. You're my mom. You must know. So I was like, oh, I shouldn't lift heavy as a woman. Okay, that makes sense to me. So I didn't. She told me to, oh my God, when I told her that I booked a flight to Thailand, she was going mental. She like called all of her friends. She was like, have you heard? My daughter is flying to Thailand on her own. Can you like talk to her to tell her to not do it? And like all of her friends were like, Wioletta, what are you doing? You're crazy. And obviously like from like our background, that was an insane decision. They were like, on your own, are you mad? As a girl, you don't do that. So just really not caring about the opinion as much. Like honoring the opinion, hearing it out, being thank you for telling me, but also I'm gonna go against it and being okay with it.
Yeah. That's when you are a mature adult. When you know what's your truth, you can still listen to other people's opinions. You don't have to fight. You're just like,
I see.
I hear you. I understand you.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna follow my path.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try. And I remember I told my parents back then that I would like go maybe for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and obviously because otherwise they wouldn't have let me go. Like they would have.
I remember. I knew.
Yeah. Every single month, my mom would call me, be like, "When are you coming home? Have you booked your flights back yet?" And I'd be like, "I'll do that
Just
tomorrow."
week, yeah.
Every single, she's like, "When are you coming back?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "When are you starting to study?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking at the studies already. I'm looking at different universities, you know."
Yeah, I do remember. I want to do something. Because we're probably going to record another podcast in 8 years. What are the goals that are on your list now where you feel like, wow,
Yeah.
how will I do that? Do you have any of those?
Oh, for sure.
And then in 8 years, when we do the next podcast, we can look back and see, what became reality. We recorded podcasts in like 2019, 18 maybe. We can go back, listen. We should actually do that. Listen to that episode.
I think we were sitting in Bali on the bed.
No, Sri Lanka.
We recorded podcasts.
We were seeing elephants, remember? In that elephant hotel.
Oh my God, I'm not sure if I want to listen to that podcast. I always cringe at myself so much.
Yeah, it's a sign of growth.
I know, but like, it hurts.
I wanna listen to it. Anyways, we will rewatch when we next time. Whoever's gonna be my editor in 8 years, hopefully will remember how would he. But
it's so funny though, because me right now, I'm like, I think I'm quite cool. But if I'm gonna watch back to this in 8 years, I'll be like, oh, well, you thought you were cool.
Yeah, your watch didn't even work.
Yeah. Literally. Oh my gosh. Okay. So one of my biggest goals in life is I want to be a very present and fulfilled mom living a slow life. Not almost, but like a little contrary to how I live life now. And I love my life right now. I don't want to change anything about it. But I also know that it's a phase of life that I'm in right now. And I love it because of that. If I knew this would be life forever, wouldn't be that cool because I'm working a lot and I like it at the moment. If I had to work at the capacity that I'm working at right now for the rest of my life, I wouldn't call that the freedom that I always wanted. So I'm happy to put on the work right now so that it pays off in a couple of years where I can like truly step back. I think I just want to be present offline a lot. Like, I actually don't like being online. I've realized I don't need social media. Don't need an Instagram app on my phone. Don't need to be in touch with 100 million people online. I still want to have a really big impact on women just because I think it would be so selfish of me if I didn't continue teaching and spreading the knowledge that I have. But I don't think it's necessarily that I am there in that capacity. I think it can be like obviously done through like passive products more so. Just being very happy with my kids, with my husband, with a very slow life. Just going back to how things were like 100 years ago. Having like kind of a farm, growing all of my vegetables and fruits, spending a lot of time outside. Not being on a desk in front of a screen. Yeah.
Sweet.
And still making more money though, obviously. We're not giving that part up, right? Just to be clear. I want to live like inside in a very like modern, luxurious house, but outside have like dirt and like I don't know, like chickens running around.
Sounds like England.
England?
Yeah.
Have you been to England?
I've been to England a couple times.
We're also talking like I want nice weather.
Oh, okay, well, you didn't
Okay,
mention that.
good.
So this sounds more like Italy.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sure. Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see in 8 years.
Yeah, of course. She lives in England.
That'd be
oh my
funny.
God, hell no.
Oh my gosh. That'd be so funny.
That would be funny. What about you?
I think like one of those goals that I wrote down recently that where I was like was to win an Academy Award. Because I am not just planning, I'm already on it to make a movie about my story. And yeah, why not aiming for the biggest thing? Like in this body, I have one shot. So yeah, I think. I'm actually quite confident that I will achieve it. I don't know in 8 years, but we'll see. That'd be like, wow, epic. I think that's everything else. Like I've shown myself that whatever I set my mind to, like I achieve.
Yeah.
In 8 years. But I think that's that would be like the only one that gives me like where I might still have like small doubts about, okay, how will you make that work? But I'm sure I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
Which is wild. I mean, I will back at that point in 8 years. I'll probably make a couple millions per month. Will that be? I don't think. No, not a billionaire yet. I think that will take until I'm like 50 or 60.
Okay.
But that's it. I would love to be someone, but I'm already am. I don't know if you have that, but I'm at the stage of my life where I'm like, fuck, I love my life.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
100%.
And that's so nice because we both worked so hard for it. And now I wake up and I'm like, wait, technically, I could just say, you know what? Today I'm flying to Bora Bora and I just do nothing. I take a holiday. I don't have to ask anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that freedom is, wow. I love that. And that is epic. So it's nice reflection to know that my life used to, that was that dream that I know, and now it's reality. So I don't want to be one of those people who just keep chasing, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wioletta, I appreciate you. I'm very excited to see you in 8 years. I mean, to see you every day, but also in 8 years.
Thank you. Also, just to clarify, I don't think the goal that I just said is unreachable. Like, it's not that I think, oh my God, this is so far out. Like, there's not a single doubt in me about that. I don't think I have any goals that I doubt because I've just
once you've done really hard things, you're like,
seen the impossible become true. So like, whatever my goal is gonna be, like I don't know how long it'll take, but I will definitely get there. Yeah. And I definitely want to write a book. I know I've been always saying this, but
I know you have not been always saying that. I didn't know that.
I always said I'm gonna write a book one day, but I never knew about what. And I always said whenever the time is right, and I think the time is coming sooner than I thought.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Well, Wioletta, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being such a great friend. You're one of my friends that even if I don't see you, even if we don't talk every day, I know, that if we meet again, we instantly... It felt like we've never left each other, and I'll be forever grateful for our friendship, for what we've... the memories, we have a lot of funny memories. Jesus Christ. We had a lot of fun moments, hard moments, and I'll forever be grateful. I'm so proud of you. And everybody go follow Wioletta on social media. Go for people here. Maybe you want to speak a bit about your work. How, if someone is listening and says like, fuck Wioletta, I want to get in shape. I want to lose weight. I want to fall in love with... becoming healthy, what is the best way to get started?
Honestly, just message me. I've really developed such a big passion towards helping women who not only want to feel amazing, but like who truly want to ditch diet culture for good, because it hurts me so deeply knowing how many women are stuck in that diet culture. What's it called? Teufelskreis?
It's like a hamster wheel.
Yeah, who are basically just like dieting forever and they don't have a way out of it.
Yeah.
There is a way out of it, and I know it sounds like too good to be true, but it's so possible. Like just really working with your own body, because you and your body, you have the same goal. Your body wants to be fit and healthy too. I know it sounds ridiculous for someone who has been overweight their whole life.
Yeah.
They think their body is just how it is, right? But it has the goal to be biologically very, very fit and healthy. And you just have to connect yourself to your own body again. And it's gonna, like everything, all the puzzle pieces are gonna come together and you'll be like, whoa, and I've been dieting for like the past 10, 15, whatever years. So just know there's a way out if you're looking for it.
Beautiful. Yeah. So they just text you on Instagram?
Yeah.
Wow, no wonder you work so much. All right then, text Wioletta on Instagram. Let's see. Bombard her with messages. I don't know if she knows what she's getting herself
Text
into.
me podcast, I guess, and I'll
Podcast?
know. And I'll, it's from you.
Sweet. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for
you.
watching, and thank you for changing your life. I know there's going to be at least one person who's listening, watching, who will use this podcast episode as a permission slip to completely fucking change your life. And if you do that, please record a video about it. Tag Wioletta, tag me, and I will think about a massive, massive gift for you at the end of that journey. But I love those stories the most. When there is someone who is in such a shithole, gets that little bit of motivation, and then those are the most beautiful stories.
That's why we do what we do.
And when you see that, it's like, oh, that gives me energy for the next 17 years. So if you are that person, get your ass up out of your pants, put on those shoes, go for your first walk in forever, or go sign up to that gym. Not a Pilates class. Just kidding. Might be Pilates as well. But fuck, make the first step after listening to this episode. Wioletta, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Wait, what are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing.
Okay.
Do we have a...
No, we never had that.
No?
We always
You don't
talk.
remember? No.
We had?
We had one. It used to go like this,
Oh my
this.
God.
You do remember?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you, I don't remember the person I used to be. It's like deleted, erased.
It's deleted. Well, no problem. I forget
She's
my
gone.
phone, laptop.
He just forgot his phone in the
I forgot my phone in the car. But I remember that I forgot my phone in the car, so I ran back, got my phone.
He got it.
everything. Cheers on life. Life is good.
Life is awesome. Thank you
There
for
you
having me.